Hutton Orbital. They don't make 'em like this anymore. Health and safety won't let us.
Christmas is always a big deal at Hutton, and this year is no exception. With the Thargoids on the run, Huttoneers have decided it's safe to bring out the Christmas decorations at last. Back to his old self, Gusto the Clown, full of Christmas spirit, is dangling his baubles all over the rails in the parade. Security are on the way. Eddie Lee Wise and Sons, plus his daughters, have Christmas-themed attire in the windows, including the ever-popular Christmas jumper to go over one's flight suit. The Christmas brain trees has also been erected. It is glowing, pulsating brain pods are festooned and bedecked with tinsel, baubles, and tiny presents. The star at the top was causing too many flashbacks to a Thargoid invasion, so it's been replaced with a light-up model of a burning Coriolis instead. Hollow Wham are I'll try again. Hollow Wham are appearing live at the bar and caused a near riot when they launched into Last Christmas without warning. Commander Chicks saves the day by switching off his Christmas jumper lights and mesmerizing the crowd. Surely that means switching on, not off. Never mind. Along one darkened corridor in the upper rotunda of a small group of brightly coloured commanders, they file into Studio 6 and mill around aimlessly until a voice says,
"Ho, ho, ho, our mics are live!" Good evening, and welcome to the second live Hutton broadcast of the week.
Hang on, second? Why did no one tell me?
Well, it would have meant getting up at silly o'clock in the morning.
I think you can catch reruns of it on Dave or Galchu.
Yeah, Mr. Dusty's been telling me all about it.
He is unreasonably excited about tidying it all up afterwards.
Well, something we are unreasonably excited about is this week's news. So I suppose now I've already clicked the wrong button on one thing, which means I'm totally out of sync, you see.
I see no seams.
Yeah, it seems. Start the show as you mean to go on. Yes.
Are your glasses on or off this week?
No, they're on this week again. Yes.
Because that's the same wrong button you pressed last week.
It is, and and now the phone's ringing.
Seamless.
This is the smoothest start we've had in a while.
This is definitely not going well. Yes.
Would you like us to read our bongs in the wrong order?
Oh, can we have someone that ominously yells "bong"?
Bong.
Right, hang on a second. I can probably do it. Look, bong. Down you go, Cocky Joe.
Secret sonic signal sadly squashed.
Pit stop professionals in line for praise.
Thargoid Titan tours take off.
Father, I should have read this first. Co-curry, worry about percolator, hits lava mode.
And we return to normality in Hutton space.
First, this evening, news that around the galaxy commanders have spent the last day staring out of the window, sitting in their cockpits, contemplating the upholstery on the dashboard, fidgeting with the Dysonator, and in general doing very little at all. With the news that Titan Cocky Joe has been defeated in orbit around Earth, and a day later, absolutely nothing of note has happened in the galaxy. Pilots have been left with a rather empty feeling. It's a bit like the feeling you get when you wake up at home 2 days after ECM and realise that it's all done. Sitting in their carriers, looking at all their module storage and thinking to themselves,
do I really need 12 enhanced anti-Xeno multi-cannons anymore?
I wonder if that anti-Titan shutdown field doohickey would make a nice coffee table?
Admittedly, for many commanders, being outrageously rich as a result of the recent Thargoid shenanigans and in possession of enough supercruise overdrive drives to propel the Milky Way closer to Andromeda, if of course it was possible to staple and gaffer tape them to the galaxy, is listed as quite nice. Down on planet Earth, however, things are a little different. It all started around 6:45 in the morning galactic time when the residents of North America looked up into the sky at the Cocky Joe smudge passing overhead and had to blink a few times as it flashed, then flashed again, and momentarily became a daylight visible star, albeit with a bit of a green hue. Just like that, the entrepreneurs who'd been hawking Guardian-reinforced double-braced caustic damage-proof umbrellas rubbed their hands together with glee and added a 0 to the end of their prices. Anyone not sheltering in an underground bunker popped their freshly purchased guaranteed caustic-proof protection up and went about the daily business. With video feeds from the heart of the maelstrom showing Cocky Joe spewing material from various orifices while groaning like it had a bad case of indigestion, it was clear that in a matter of hours a caustic rain of biblical proportions was about to visit their neighbourhood, and, due to the rotation of the planet, arrive in a smear of Thargoidi destruction across said planet. However, as with most people on Earth, they believed the marketing and dutifully ignored the sky falling whilst safe under their brollies. As debris started raining down, the manufacturers were quick to point out that no one had yet perished of caustic damage at all.
We checked the pavement after one particularly heavy Titanfall,
said the manufacturer.
Every single body we found had absolutely no trace of caustic damage. Proof positive that our umbrellas worked perfectly.
Skeptics were quick to point out that boulders the size of transit vans, for the Merkin people that's about the size of a super mini, would have had their caustic coating burnt off during re-entry. A bit like accidentally leaving the silent running on when engaging in Titan combat, and the umbrellas would provide no protection at all from something like that landing on your noggin.
Well, no shit, Sherlock,
said the representative.
It also doesn't protect against tigers.
Which is technically true, though the best protection against tigers is probably their global extinction centuries ago. Meanwhile, commanders have been waking up from their stupor and looking down their to-do lists, crossing off anything starting with a T. You know, Titan, Thargoid, etc., and looking at what's left. For Commando Lithobreaker, peace in the galaxy seemed like the perfect time to tackle the ultimate nemesis of any seasoned pilot, the spaghetti nightmare of cockpit wiring. Everyone knows about the random cable hanging, dangling even, ominously in certain ships. We're looking at you, Anaconda. But Litho's legendary stickler attitude for precision took things to another level. Unfortunately, it appears he's underestimated the monumental chaos of what lurked beneath the panels. A cockpit teardown that began as a quick tidy-up spiralled into discovery of not a nice, manageable wiring job, but more of a Gordian knot of horror, something resembling spaghetti being extra spaghettified inside the event horizon of Sagittarius A star, all tangled chaos with a distinct risk of system overload and mild electric shocks. Judging by the images we've seen, his cockpit currently resembles a malfunctioning cargo scoop swallowing its own wiring. One can only hope he has a backup navigation panel, or at least a decent supply of cable ties and patience. For others, their list includes things like
refill all my materials in case I need some engineering.
Go to Colonia for a holiday.
Start visiting signal sources and looking for cool stuff, like ships that need refueling.
Pay attention to the apology officers' instructions and maybe do some BGS.
We did notice one commander who had buy Christmas presents before Christmas Eve on their list. Look at that entry. And then diligently cross that one out, as everyone knows that's the best way to do it.
Minor panic ensued in the last few days after commanders reported that Titan Cocky Joe's final moments sounded a bit different to the previous 7 Titans. Longer, more strained, almost as if the indigestion that Cocky Joe suffered was somehow more bowel-clenchingly painful than the previous defeats. With the other Titans being reported as having a hidden signal broadcasting from what up until now appeared to be lifeless husks, the galactic community jumped to one conclusion. Something bad was about to happen. Whether that something bad was a detonation that wiped out anything in the vicinity of Cocky Joe, or scoured life from the planet below, or the reactivation of zombie titans throughout populated space, lurching their way system to system, moaning the Thargy equivalent of the word brains, or even the reactivation and strategic retreat of titans that, according to the celebrated philosopher, medic, and marriage guidance counselor Miracle Max, were only mostly dead, which, as everyone knows, means slightly alive. The speculation itself caused a cavalcade of cunning commanders to close in on the corpse of the Titan with their microphones in hand and see what they could glean from the noise. Canon Interstellar were posting image after image of what appeared to be a signal hidden within the audio of the Cocky Joe death throes, which turned out to be lots of people hitting the forward button on someone else's work. Boffins and scientists, including LCU No Fool Like One, and lots of people who have nothing better to do than hang around forums speculating on things, noted that when died it looked like a totem pole, or maybe a really long megaship, possibly even a signal within a signal. It was only when a second image turned up that they realized what the problem was. The image being circulated was a photo of a scan of a printout of a screenshot of the image of the sound. And when they looked at the original, it was quite clear that the boffin responsible had put their coffee mug down on it and left a ring. So, instead of a hidden message saying, "Now you've really done it," or Mum, those other kids are being mean again," it appears to quite simply be the difference between the Titan saying, "Ouch," and
"Oh, fuck me, that hurts,"
with Galnet, Aegis, and just about everyone else being totally silent on the affair, and no signs of any Thargoid-connected individuals giving out dire portents of forthcoming doom. In this case, a signal is just a signal, and we can all go about our normal daily business. If anyone remembers what that feels like.
Plaudits have been reaching the orbital. Okay, they were sent about a week ago, but the signal took a long time to get to Hutton, and the office was in a bit of a mess. From a number of commanders praising one particular group for their efforts in the last week. You might think that it would be Axie after their sterling efforts in helping clear Alpha Centauri of Thargoids. Or maybe the truckers themselves for the hospitality and resolve in the face of imminent destruction. But it wasn't. One letter from Commander Dangerous Ideas 42 read, "All of the crews of the stations attacked by Thargoids have been doing an incredible job of keeping us all combat ready during the past week. But spare a thought for the crew out at Hutton, a quiet backwater where they've never really had to deal with damaged combat ships before. They've spent their entire careers as fuel attendants and working in the gift shop selling mugs. Now they've got a constant stream of pilots slamming hundreds of tons of barely recognisable, half-melted scrap metal onto the landing pads, with every module on fire and or wrecked, screaming for repair, rearm, refuel. And Bob and Karen and the rest of the crew are turning these ships around in less time than a Formula 1 team takes to change 4 tyres. Last week, The nearest they'd been to a caustic sink was the bathroom sink someone was trying to unblock with bleach after a Type 10 pilot had used it, and now they are fabricating and loading them in their thousands. These guys are legends. Please give them a salute and don't forget to tip well. One conversation between two of the docking attendants was overheard by a visiting anti-Xeno pilot going by the name of Commander Hillenmain.
MR Guides.
MR not.
OSAR. CM Arts.
LIB. MR guides.
If these kinds of keen observational skills that kept Hutton running during the assault, and both Bubba and Sally have been invited to Leolwolf's office to receive a special award and remedial language lessons. We'd like to take a moment to thank all the docking crews for their sterling work in refuelling, repairing and restocking all ships during the recent attacks, and for the very best of them, we understand that Alec turned for a few extra mechanics on his racing team, especially now we've seen how many rebuys he's had.
With the Thargoid War now relegated to the history books, many wondered what would become of Vulcarius, Hutton's resident expert on exobiological combat, interstellar enigmas, and inconveniently pulsating caustic projectiles. With no more Thargoids to dissect or incinerate, retirement seemed imminent. However, in truly imperial fashion, Vulcarius has reinvented himself and launched Vulcarius Titan Safaris (TM), close brackets, a luxury venture that combines adventure, education and extravagance. Operating out of a new briefing suite that more closely resembles a toga-clad decadence den, complete with scatter cushions, an oversized hot tub and what might be the galaxy's largest cheese fountain, Vulcarius has traded his battle armour for flowing imperial attire. The safaris invite commanders to explore dormant Thargoid Titans up close, collect materials to trade for Supercruise overdrive drives, and enjoy a truly imperial experience. When questioned about his new venture, Vulcarius reclined in his hot tub, swirled a goblet of something amber-hued, and almost certainly overpriced, and said,
"To those denigrators who question the sagacious efficacy of this enterprise, I proffer the following. The dormant Titans, in their obfuscated alien majesty, present an unparalleled pedagogical opportunity. Not only do these expeditions illuminate the intricacies of xenoarchaeological phenomena, but they also allow participants to engage in commoditized material recovery of the utmost utility. Simultaneously, one may partake of imperial hospitality, the like of which is unparalleled in its opulence, thereby elevating the mundane to the sublime. To wit, cheese, brandy, and science, all at once."
Participants on the tours are given a full briefing, delivered poolside by Vulcarius himself, and then equipped with gold-painted helmets and custom togas. A harmonious blend of style and functionality, according to the man himself. From there, they are escorted to dormant Titans, where they can harvest materials, snap a few holophotos, and occasionally have a minor existential crisis over the sheer scale of what they are exploring. Beyond the safaris, Vulcarius is diversifying his offerings, adding a range of exclusive educational services for those seeking to elevate their cognitive faculties imperial style. Among these is his Apologetics of I should have read this earlier as well. Apostrophization, a rigorous tutorial series for commanders plagued by linguistic inadequacies. Misplace a possessive apostrophe or confuse its with its, and you may find yourself subjected to a lecture so cutting that it could shear the shielding off a cutter.
To wield the apostrophe is to master both clarity and concision,
Vulcarius explained, adjusting the folds of his toga.
Its errant misuse is a societal blight that must be eradicated one lesson at a time. Those who complete my course emerge not only grammatically proficient, but, dare I say, intellectually transcendent.
For those seeking a more mathematical challenge, Vulcarius offers complex 3D puzzles designed, in his words, to
discombobulate the prefrontal cortex and engender profound introspection about one's inadequacies.
These puzzles are calibrated to frustrate even the most advanced AIs. Only the bravest, or drunkest, commanders attempt to solve them post-Safari. Success earns a signed certificate and a complimentary font you skewer, while failure is rewarded with an encouraging pat on the back. Customer reviews have been glowing. One commander reported,
Well, it's the only safari where you get yelled at for not eating enough fondue. But honestly, who am I to refuse a man in a bedsheet with that vocabulary?
Another praised the experience as
the perfect balance of danger, decadence, and mild dizziness from all the Lavian brandy.
for anyone seeking adventure, education, and the kinds of opulence that could only come from the most debauched corners of Achenar. Vulcarius' Titan Safaris, TM, offers it all. Just don't misplace your pronunciation.
Situation.
Yeah.
In Konkari, home to one of the Hutton's fleet carrier administration bases, chaos struck this week after what can only be described as a catastrophic infrastructure failure. According to witnesses, the incident began with the station's beloved coffee machine, the Percolator Prime, being left running at maximum strength for 7 straight days in an attempt to brew something strong enough to keep the night shift awake. Unfortunately, Percolator Prime did exactly that, overheating and frying the station's main power relays in the caffeine-fueled tantrum. The engineering team, led by the infamous Sparky, attempted to reroute emergency power through what they described as a logical alternative. This turned out to be the karaoke lounge, causing the station's main control systems to blink in time with the ongoing rendition of Bohemian Rhapsody. The docking bays were first to fail, leaving commanders circling outside the station while frantically attempting to find someone who knew how to press the reset button. Meanwhile, the fleet carrier admin desk resorted to stamping all forms with what appeared to be the station's dinner menu, politely asking commanders to come back later. Mia Harkness, one of Hutton's fully trained apology onion officers, eventually arrived to address the situation.
We're sorry that docking isn't available,
she said, standing at the admin desk with a cup of indie bourbon in hand.
We're also sorry that the coffee machine appears to have achieved sentience, and yes, we're aware that someone is stuck in the airlock while it plays disco lights. I'll apologise personally once I've located whoever thought it was a good idea to let Sparky touch the wiring.
Commander Infinite Dreamer attempted to update his fleet carrier registry, commented,
I came here for paperwork, and instead I got karaoke contest and what smells suspiciously like melted data terminal. On the plus side, the vending machine's still working, so I'm stocked up on snacks.
The station's janitor was less enthused.
To blame the coffee machine, but it's my mop closets they rerouted the power through. Now I've got sparks flying out of my bucket and someone's decided to practice karaoke in the dark. I've got half a mind to lock the lot of them out.
By the time the systems are fully restored, fleet carrier captains and commanders may have found other solutions, or at least another station. Sparky has been resigned to untangling a pile of Centauri... Hang on, what? Sparky has been reassigned to untangling a pile of Centauri Megagin crates and given strict instructions not to touch anything more complex than a light switch.
Welcome to this week's Hutton BGS bit, where we scrape the fungus from the underside of the Situation Room desks and show it to you proudly. Good news, everyone! Hutton is out of the post-Argoid recovery phase. It is, however, at 90% influence, so leave it alone. Other leave it alone systems are the Haggle, Wolf 562, Hill Passy, Wise 0855-0714, George Pantazes, Wolf 25, LP 532-81, Gnui, Wolf124, Leuton145-141, Finman Star, Epsilon Eridani, Narenses, BD-074419, LHS340, Minchcut, and Treppin. That's 18 systems. Still no news on that expansion. It'll probably have a proper dump when we get there, and it'll belong to someone else anyway, so don't get your hopes up. The booms this week are in Wolf 1481, Barnard Star, and Wolf 53. The booms this week are in Wolf 1481, Barnard Star, and Wolf 359, which are both still in post-Thargoid recovery. That's Barnard Star and Wolf 359. PSPF LF2, 36 off Yuchi, and Ross 671. Jeez, though. Right, Kokari has infrastructure failure and a boom. But what does it all mean? Clearly, I don't know. We'll have a look out of the window, and I reckon if you want to truck it, then you can truck machinery or food into Kokari, or truck building materials into Barnard Star and Wolf 359. Permission running? Then again, I'd suggest Barnard Star or Wolf 359, where we need AX base restart missions completed to help move the recovery along. They're a lot of fun, honest they are. And if you want to shoot it, well, you can. Maybe try an anarchy system or something. And that's it for this week's Hutton BGS bit.
Totally seamless.
I was going to say, this week's going as smooth as chunky peanut butter.
Totally teamless.
Well, the smoothest bit was the most complicated reading I've written in a while, which was Valkyrius. Thank you very much, Valkyrius.
Good evening. And I did notice that the first article used the words umbrella and indigestion, which of course are missed opportunities to use bumbershoot and whammelcropped.
Yeah, well, yes.
Or yes, many other long and complicated words. But we do like your long and complicated words. We've got some more from you later, but I'm digging the new toga look, the non-combat Valkyrius now.
He just didn't get dressed. He got up out of bed and didn't get dressed.
Yes, is it a muumuu or is it a toga? I don't know.
He's still wearing last night's pants under that.
I'm keen to see what the outfit for ECM is going to be like.
Something suitably...
That'll be a mini toga and gold sandals.
I did have another picture actually, but I've not put that one up of you being given awards by the Empire. Because Valkyrius, I do understand that they've now officially appointed you the Empire's ambassador to Hutton and given you a badge.
I see. Have they? Did they ask? Did they ask Fleet Admiral Petraeus before doing that?
Well, I'm not sure whether it's a reward or punishment detail, but
they didn't even ask you.
Has it got an RFID tag in the back?
Yeah, but if the Empress says, then one does what the Empress says. If you're an Imperial, don't you?
The Senate is indeed above the law, and the Empress is indeed above the Senate. So
yes. And right, so I suppose we better look at what's been happening this week. Was there a Frontier live stream? Because there wasn't supposed to be, was there? They said there wasn't going to be one.
Why, yes, there was.
There was a video.
Oh, was a record?
Was there? Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a live stream.
It was less of a live stream than a here's one we prepared earlier.
Yeah,
There was two videos.
Oh. Yeah, because they did. Did they do one the other day or something? Did they do a short one or something?
They did, yeah. So there was the 2 years ago, that was the aftermath update, and they produced a shorter video as well. That was the aftermath conclusion or the epilogue, and they have 10 years of being the Pilots Federation.
Wow!
Ooh. 10 years? Is it really been... Oh my goodness, has it really been 10 years? Where have 10 years of my life gone?
We're in 3310 and it started in 3300.
Yeah, I suppose so. And so this live stream, though... there was the celebration of things as recorded, as I understand in the credits, as recorded by the Burrs, I believe. They did a video today, as recorded by the Burrs, with them, for them, whatever, lots of footage. And they also put their own pre-recorded live stream out, all about roller coasters.
No, it wasn't all about roller coasters.
Did I miss something?
Well, yes. The Frontier not live stream.
Well, the not live stream, yes. The live stream of the pre-recorded video. Right.
Yeah. There was
do tell.
There was a bit about colonisation.
Not colonisation.
Not colonisation. No, it's got nothing to do with colonia.
Or apostrophisation.
Well, what they're saying is they've done a lot for kind of combat pilots and things like that in, the last year or so. And what they're saying now is it's time to put a different kind of slant on it and maybe make things a bit more for explorers and traders and people like that. So that's the kind of thinking behind colonisation.
So basically, they're telling the traders that the explorers are going to tell you where to go.
Yeah. Well, the explorers will blaze a trail. The traders will sort of build the framework of trade and things like that.
Sell the souvenirs.
Sell the souvenirs.
So second-hand Thargoid combat equipment, yeah?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Potentially, yeah. There's going to be a bit of demand for that surplus at the moment.
It sounds like
there's plenty available.
Sounds like the new Galaxy 3311 Galaxy is going to be powered by cups of tea and gift shops.
I hate to tell you, but the 3300 to 3310 Galaxy was powered by the same thing. And biscuits.
And Mars High, which on its list of things that it needs... Oh, no, Abraham Lincoln, that was its station. On its list of things that it needs, tea is listed, which was somehow funny, yes.
So, yeah, they gave us a few... They answered... Zach was answering a few questions about colonisation. So he managed to get through a few of them. First of those was that it's going to be cheaper than a fleet carrier by some considerable margin, from what I can see. They seem to think this will be aimed at the kind of middle career player kind of thing. So, it won't be... If you're brand new at the game, you probably won't be able to afford it. And if you're buying fleet carriers, then you probably can afford it easily.
Yeah, but he did point out that that's just the charter. That's just the flag that you shove in a system to say, I want this one.
Oh, yeah, you're not buying a colony ship. You're buying I'm trying to think what you call it. You're buying like a claim on that system.
Yeah. More significantly than that, the upfront cost is you buy that claim, and that gives you the right to go to that system. You've then got to ship in a metric buttload of commodities, which you also have to buy and take there. So that's where the real cost is going to be.
Yeah, you need to ship stuff in. And what will happen is this colony ship will turn up on site and start to build. It will start to build the station using the materials.
It's like a big 3D printer.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Brew Corporation.
Yeah, and it's not your 3D printer. You're kind of contracting them to come in and start setting up a system for you.
Yeah, for up to 4 weeks. If it hasn't finished in 4 weeks, forget it. They pack up the toys and go home.
Mm-hmm. And the good thing is that once you've built it, it's not like a fleet carrier. There's no upkeep. So what happens is when you've built this system, however much you want to build it, you've got to build at least one station, I think. But you can carry on and build more. But as the architect, it's unlike a fleet carrier because it doesn't cost you any money to maintain it. So there's no upkeep cost. But once you've built it, it's there. It just functions as a normal system.
Except that it's got your name engraved on the side.
It's got your name engraved on the side. It has indeed.
Oh no, this is going to end up with so many terrible names.
No.
Your commander's name will be engraved on the side, not a name that you choose. They've still avoided mentioning whether you get to give names to these things, so you can pretty safely assume that you will not get to give names to these things.
Yeah.
I hope not, because we'll be flying into people's body parts.
Yes, we know exactly what we'll be flying in. They also clarified that people were moaning that there's going to be a real gold rush for some places that are popular, that systems will not only be first come, first served, so first commander to stake a claim gets the system, but that any commander can only have a single open claim at a time. So you can't just lock out 30 different systems that you want to expand into. It's one commander, one system.
So you can go for that popular system, and if you're first, you'll get it. But you've got 4 weeks to put a station in it, and if you haven't, you're out and somebody else is in.
But also, you can't just keep doing that to lock people out, because if you deliberately set one up and fail it, and then set it up again and fail it, you're locked out of setting any up for a couple of days. 2 failures in a row, and you lose your colonization rights for a period of days.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which gives everybody else a chance to jump in and actually take it on.
And also, you won't be able to permit lock a system, because that kind of goes against the ethos of doing this, is that you open up the system up to colonization and trade and people get in and out. That's not going to work if you put a permit lock on it. So you can't have a system for just your buddies.
Yeah. And they clarified that the places to jump off from, the starting points that you've got to be within light years of when you colonize, will only be the bubble.
Yeah.
So from that you can read you can't start from Colonia or the Colonia bridge sites or any weird esoteric stations or the top of the galaxy or anywhere like that. Only the bubble.
Yeah, and that's to start with. So it may be that later on they'll roll out things like, Colonia, and branching out for Colonia, but which would be ideal because it's a perfect place to colonize from. But at the moment, it's only the bubble, and I think that's to get everything up and running, and then possibly a future update or something like that. They'll expand it into Colonia and places like that. So interesting.
And they also affirmed again that this will be released in beta to get some of the kinks ironed out of it.
Yes.
And also to fine tune things like the cost and the light year range.
Yeah. Light year range is just, oh God.
Yes, I mean, there are sort of plans afoot. So we're looking around Hutton space at nearby systems. So rather than everybody necessarily doing completely random their own things or competing for stuff, we may well be looking at nearby systems to Hutton space and going, we quite like the look of that one, and starting to get volunteers to stake a claim. And
just to be clear, just to be clear, it will have to be a system that's completely uninhabited.
Absolutely.
And I don't think there's a lot of them running about Hutton.
Oh, there are quite a few. Yeah, there are quite a few uninhabited, boring systems, but we're going to be looking around to look for any that are quite nifty, that aren't populated around Hutton space. There are a few.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be having a look at that one and trying to come up with an evil master plan where we get a volunteer to be architect for a system on behalf of Hutton, and then as a team we go and smash it out the park on a number of systems.
Which you can totally do.
Smash it out the park, absolutely. Well,
the whole thing of having one person be the architect and a whole squad of people bringing materials in is perfectly legitimate way of doing it.
Yeah, and Flossy can turn up shooting sparks out of a bucket. We heard you read that one, and I had to titter. And luckily, the microphone was. So, have you been shooting sparks out your bucket again, Flossy? Yes. Anyway, it's dead meat had to go for a lie down. Yes, as caretaker. Yeah, but we are looking into it to see what fun and shenanigans we can have as a team. We have noticed quite a few people coming back as well in recent days and weeks. That have not been Hutton trucking for a while. They've been down planet side doing real life stuff, and so welcome back all those commanders who've been missing for ages. It's nice to see you back in the Discord and chattering.
Did you say missing for ages or missing for ages?
Missing from ages and for ages, yes.
Yes.
Now, one other thing that came out this week was Your Elite Dangerous Journey. Dun, 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 dun. Email, or some people got the email.
I was going to say, I didn't get one.
No.
I didn't get one.
It was...
if you properly subscribed to the newsletter so that their GDPR stats had that you were allowed to be sent emails by them, you would have got one. Apart from those people who it didn't work for.
Yeah. I had fallen off it, but for some reason I did get it anyway. So it's an email that's gone out to some commanders, and they're looking into getting them out to everybody. I think what they're saying is, look, if you weren't signed up, then hey, look, go sign up for the newsletter, and we're going to see what we can do for people. But it won't be soon; it'll be in a bit. But for those that got it, you got all sorts of stats. I mean, mine says, unsurprisingly, my ship of choice was the Python. The Shady Lady, which is reasonable. I got my first elite rank back when I was young, 3303 in trade as we're truckers, unsurprisingly. I have only had 75 rebuys, which surprised me an awful lot, especially...
that was before we took on Cocky Joe.
Yes, yeah, I think that's gone up a little bit. Apparently I've travelled further than 99% of your fellow commanders. I've done first footfall on 59 planets. Anti-Xeno, once again, this is from before Cocky Joe and whatever else, says I've got a pathetic number, but it's gone up a little bit. But interestingly, in the Bing... Oh, why did I go Bing? Anyway...
You didn't, I went Bing.
Oh, you went Bing. Well, it also lists your most lucrative trade. And I must admit, I didn't know what my most lucrative trade was until I thought about it. Apparently, my most lucrative trade has been ZZ Ant Grub Glue.
Nice!
Which netted me 331 million credits. A deal more impressive than 99 point goodness knows how much percent of commanders.
That's a lot of glue.
If you remember, the ZZ Ant Grub Glue was the stuff that we went and got when the mugs all got smashed during the convoy. And then we had to do a run to ZZ to get the glue to stick all the mugs back together again. And somehow I managed to make 331 million credits out of it. I don't know how that works. For Amelia...
I wonder if somebody maybe filled you up in a Type 9. People were transferring stuff into your ship.
Yes, we were loading,
Teabagging a lot.
That's been how you've managed it. You've had the T9 filler.
Teabagging, yeah.
Yeah, because obviously I would have bought them for 0 because they were loading me up, and therefore it was 100% profit.
Yeah, I had a lot of them.
For Amelia, apparently I've made 2.1 billion credits in mining.
Nice.
Which is not bad. And also, apparently, I've been a bit naughty and 21 million credits on the black market, which I don't remember, but was probably in Colonia when we were doing naughty stuff to other factions to get them out of our
You've been
systems
destabilising regimes, that's what you've been doing.
It's probably unlocking that engineer that you need to sell black market.
Oh, it could have been, yes. Yeah. But also 253,000 credits of stolen goods. Yep. I got certainly much fewer bounties than Commander Taran, who I think is over 40,000 bounties claimed. I've got a measly 11,000, but that's still more than 99.8% of commanders. But I think there are many people who've got Flossy's sort of second Flossy 2, Flossy 3 style things that only do fuel ratting or whatever, which is why those numbers are not entirely to be believed. But and they gave me a free gift, which was a gold wireframe paint job for the Anaconda.
You can get that. Yeah, you can get that for free. So until tomorrow, you can get that. You can either go to the Frontier store and get it, or if you just take an Anaconda to a port, go into the livery, you can buy it right there for 0 ox in
Yeah, you don't need to have the newsletter if you didn't get it. You can just go and log into the game store, and it's listed as 0 ox.
Get game store or as I said, in livery, actually in a shipyard as well. You can do the same thing.
Absolutely.
But that's only until tomorrow. That's the 20th. Only until then.
So anybody listening now, go do it now before it runs out. So Flossy,
anybody listening to the podcast or the VOD, haha, you missed it.
You missed it, yeah. So Flossy, your stats, the combat stats are astonishing, aren't they?
I think you've made mine up to make me feel better.
No, it's all true. I noticed they didn't put any on-foot side of things in there, so they didn't say, Flossy is one of the most deadly ninjas in the galaxy. But they did suggest that you had been destroying other ships quite a bit.
Yeah, I don't remember doing that.
Yeah. Well, do you have your number to hand, or?
Hang on.
Well, we'll leave you to go. Did anybody else have any numbers that did come through in those emails?
Yeah, the one that surprised me was that I've got 2 PvP kills. I have no idea when those happened, but apparently I have killed 2 other players.
Well, one of them was probably shooting me in the backside when we were fighting Thargoids.
No. These were accidental.
Oh, right.
I made 6.9 billion in mining, so I even beat yours.
6.9, wow.
And my highest trade was Palladium at, where's it gone? 428 million in a single trade.
Whoa, that was all mined then, was it?
Yeah.
Now, Volcarius,
my thick carrier.
Did you say you didn't get yours?
I didn't know. Well, I'd have to do the GDPR thing to get anything, so I don't have mine.
Oh, right. So we don't know how many Thargoids you've actually smashed in one lifetime.
That is correct.
Oh,
Yes.
well. I think it says
Oh,
it in your
I mean, I
cockpit.
can.
Yeah.
It says it in the codex, but which I can't be
Yes.
asked to check at the moment.
Right. So yes, and if you haven't had that, Paul Crowther up on the forums and others have been saying, look, just if you do want these stats, then if you do ticky the box and signy uppy things, they're going to work something out, but it's not going to come out immediately. They're going to collate all the extra ones and then send them out. At which point you can always unticky the box if you need to. Right.
Yeah, it was my Flossy 3, which is the one I mainly do fuel gas stuff on, had 46 ships destroyed.
And how many of those were customers?
You're
when
vicious
you were
with
fuel
those
renting?
limpets.
Yes.
None of them.
Yeah. How
How
often have you boosted straight into
them? I'm not firing bullets. I'm firing limpets.
What's the chance the answer to that is 45 because one of them died twice?
But if they were looking at me firing stuff, it should be 67, which is the number of rescues I've done.
Right. Well, I mean, it could be, somebody who's been complaining about the service received, at which point you just, switch the limpets to, I don't know, missiles or something, torpedoes.
Hypervelocity
81%
limpets.
commanders.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's a reason. There's a reason Flossy flies with firing deploys hardpoints on. You just switch the fire group and off you go.
Yes, she punctuates the complaints. Right. Other news. I think the Burrs did indicate that they had sold out their Burr PitCon event, which means we can actually talk about ECM a little bit. Because we were doing the honourable thing and we were not going to go hell for leather on talking about ECM, our big annual get-together in aid of charity, while they were on sale with theirs, because that would just have been mean of us. But I understand, I believe they may have sold out their event now. So we can talk about it. We have got some dates. They're in the script there. So if you, between you, want to sort of take one each. So the first line describing when it's going to be, Flossy.
Sorry, I was reading something else.
Oh.
The 228th day of 2025.
And Little Grey, that's also the
33rd Saturday of 2025.
And Volcarius, could you see it?
Apparently, the 58th day of summer 2025.
And
Summer.
Yeah,
the apology
day of
officer.
National Television Day.
Summer's our favourite week of the year.
Yes. It's technically summer, albeit in the UK it might not really be for most of that. Yeah. Apology officer, it's also... Oh, we've lost the apology officer. No?
She did say it once.
Are you there? No. There's hammering noises.
National Telejoke Day.
National
I did
Telejoke.
that.
What?
I did that.
Everyone was
just
talking over
babbling.
you. I was giving you
I
your
went
own
to get my
airtime.
bank card because I'm buying arcs.
Oh, right, okay. To buy 0 arcs for the paint job. National
That's
Telejoke
right, yeah.
Day.
No, I already have that picture, but I've saw. Do you know what I've saw?
What did you saw?
Golden and chrome paint jobs for
Nom.
for the Type 8, the Python up to the Cobra Mark 5, and I think
Mandalay,
also
perchance?
the Mandalay as well. So very exciting.
Very exciting. Arcs. I think I've got 6,000 of them in the bank at the moment. I'll have to see what I can
I
spend those
love
on.
a gold
Right,
paint job.
back on target for a second. Amelia, are you there?
Yeah.
So if it's the 228th day of 2025, the 33rd Saturday, the 58th day of summer's 2025, National Telejoke Day, when are we going to be getting together for ECM next year?
Obviously, it's the 16th of August.
16th of August. Is that a week later than last year? I think it is, isn't it? Yes.
It is.
Yes.
Weekend of the 16th of August 2025, we're getting together and putting on our usual big ECM event. And Little Grey, you and I went and did some scouting, didn't we?
Oh, yeah, we did.
And we can
Well,
confirm...
we could put pictures, maybe. Or not yet.
Not yet. We can confirm geographically approximately where it's going to be, because it's at your house.
Oh, it's not far off.
No, it's about a mile from. No, it's a couple of miles from your house, which means it's going to be somewhere up the M40.
Is that a carry-on film?
Midlands.
In the Midlands. Yeah, we're actually holding it in Coventry. We're sending the entire elite community to Coventry for a weekend.
Avoid the ring road.
Yes, you can avoid the ring road. It does avoid the ring road. So yes, the ECM 2025 is going to be in Coventry, in a very nice, salubrious location with a lot more space and a fantastic bar, and all the problems solved from last time with evil bar, because we've been and checked and they've promised us. And best news is it's cheaper to stay at the hotel, 30% cheaper than it is on the last one.
That's not the best news. The best news is the beer price.
The beer price is also about 30% cheaper.
Wait, hold on. I'm sensing a theme here. Is it just that entire county is 30% cheaper?
Oh, no, they've done us a deal.
Right.
And the bar is open until at least 1 a.m, which is even better.
That's brave of them. Yeah.
Yes, so there'll be more details coming over the next couple of weeks, and we'll be putting links up to things and putting more details about what ECM is. But basically, we all get together, put loads and loads of games up, have a laugh, and raise money for charity. But more details coming soon. Brackets trademark. Now, I did see somebody had inserted something into the script here, which needs a dun 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 dun. Okay. Who put it in?
Me.
Well, go on then.
All right. There is a new Hutton Run record. I mean, it's SEO, obviously, but Balvald did the Hutton Run in 17 minutes and 12 seconds.
I mean, it's not long enough to do anything important.
With the Cobra Mark 5, presumably, given that it goes 7,000 C.
And is built for Super Cruise Overdrive.
Mm-hmm. Which means it doesn't jump around all over the place and barbecue you as it's flying and those kind of things.
Correct.
Yes. 17 minutes, 12 seconds. Wowzer. I mean, I've got one of these 5s now, and I must admit, I've been zipping around the place getting materials to make up for all the ones I spent during Thargoidy things. And yeah, it is very, very good. In fact, it's so quick that I'm just blipping that overdrive, and it's, oh no, loop of shame again. Yep. Right. Now, we had a complaint, apology officer.
Have we?
Yes.
How dare they?
Apparently, the Mr. Dusty band has been causing much consternation because there's way too much music in your next bit. And other bits. I didn't have the heart to tell this person that a lot of the music's actually performed by real people, but the Space News one apparently is too much Mr. Dusty Bot and the Mr. Dusty Band music. So this week we need to sing the Space News theme.
Okay then, get the Happy Birthday crew together. We are ready to go.
Do you have the lyrics?
Space News.
And news, I believe.
Space News, beaming from Hutton straight to your brain, isn't it? Yeah.
No, that's the facts.
That's the next one.
That's the facts one.
That's the facts one.
It's when you.
That's space farts.
Oh, in which case, we'll do it for space farts.
No, I like space farts.
Okay, you like space farts. Well, so we're going to sing the Space News ones.
Yeah.
So
Space News.
Space News.
Space News. Space News.
Space News.
There we go. That's just for the person who didn't like it being sung by Mr. Dusty. We thought we'd sing.
There wasn't sung by Mr. Dusty.
Sung by Mr. Cow.
Oh, was that a real one? Hang on a second.
Well, could you not tell?
Yes, that was part of the thing. Yes, this is for the person who complained. A lot of the music we play is actually performed by real people, and it's really real this week. But now you've done it. You've broken the Space News. Sad face. Should I play it again?
Play the real one.
Play the real one.
Yes.
Maybe. No. I'm going to play the real one. That's the outro. I have to play it in now. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. And just for the benefit of people who don't like Mr. Dusty, this isn't AI. Right.
Well, which one should we start with today?
Well, we're going to start with the first one because that's the one I programmed in. What have we got?
We have the Webb telescope confirms the universe is expanding, but at an unexpected rate. And I haven't read it far enough to work out how far.
Hang on a second. We've upset the internet because now the internet thinks that we're a robot.
The telescope has confirmed that the universe is expanding at several different unexpected rates.
Oh, that's...
I've been blocked now. That's it. We're dead. We can't do it. Yep.
Oh, no.
So we're going to have to talk about it instead. Yep.
We'll talk about it like in true radio show fashion. Data shows the universe is expanding at 8% faster than expected, which I don't know what that really means.
It's the Hubble tension. I mean, space is big, but space is getting bigger. But the problem is that space is getting bigger now at a different rate than space was getting bigger then. When, in theory, it should be expanding at a constant rate if it's expanding, or contracting at a constant rate if it's contracting.
Standing on the planet. No, anyway.
Exactly.
But what about the space between the space, though?
Oh, that is exactly what is expanding. Local space doesn't expand because gravity is too strong, but space further out is expanding.
So space between space.
Because
the
space between the space is getting bigger.
The space between the space between the space next to the things is getting bigger.
Yes.
But the space next to the things is just the same.
But the rate at which the space between the space is getting bigger seems to be somewhat proportional to the amount of space between the space.
Is it going faster or slower?
Yeah.
That bit's faster, but the gravity in it is slower.
Because it's got gravity.
And gravity messes with everything. No.
No. But it is theoretically expanding at the same rate, but the gravity says stuff that and grabs everything and pulls it back together, in spite of the fact that the space between the bits is getting bigger. Like if one of your little junior members of the spacefaring family starts wandering off, you reach out, grab them, and yank them back to your side. So even though they'd wandered off, they're still right next to you. And gravity does that.
We're sort of in the realms of event horizon on black holes here, almost, it feels.
But does that mean that the space...
No, that's an entirely different thing about expansion.
And then being pulled back, does that mean it's baggy?
Yes.
Wow. Why
the universe has stretch marks.
Space has stretch marks. Right, okay. Is that what the brown smear is I see in the sky? No.
Yeah. But it all started probably about 20 years ago when they realised that the error bars on the quasar expansion rate stuff, so this is the stuff that's between like 5 and 10 billion light years away, was significantly different to the expansion rate when they observed, say, the pulsar timing array in our galaxy. And the space between local galaxies in the local cluster, and they looked at the expansion rates there, and the two, at first, the error bars overlapped on them, but they were, and as they got better and better results for each set of measurements, the error bars stopped lining up, and it was definitely two different numbers.
Did the error bars get further apart?
Yeah. Well, they stayed where they were, but they got narrower. So they started looking at additional methods of measuring. They started looking at additional ways of measuring.
That's the effects of gravity.
Really old, distant ones. Yeah, the old and distant ones all agreed with each other, and the young and local ones all agreed with each other, but the two camps weren't talking to each other.
Yeah.
And this kind of made physicists go,
Physicists do that.
So does this mean all their numbers are wrong on things like age of the universe, and they have to go back and put new numbers in everything?
They don't think so. They're just trying to work out why space is expanding at a variable rate.
they can't be asked, so they'll fit the science round it.
I was going to say, it sounds like it's expanding, but because it's expanding at the same rate, but just at different points, it's still on average expanding the same, so the maths is still fine, right?
No, it's expanding at different rates at different times, not different rates in different places.
Yep. Oh, yeah, time.
The places are different because they're further away, which means they're further ago, which means they're different times.
Expanding in different places. This is a bit like hitting nearly 50 and expanding around the middle.
Yeah, pretty much that.
And if you look back, you will find that it will have had expanded at different rates and different times, depending on how far away it is and how old it is.
Apparently, mid-afternoon on December 25th is a popular time for expansion.
Oh, undo me belt. Yep. Permission different axe rig. Right. Okay, so our second article, which I might not be able to show. Let's have a look. This one hasn't gone wrong.
So you should be a read.
No, it's on BBC.
It's at the BBC likes us. Yes.
It's on the Beeb.
Yeah.
I love the picture they chose to use for
this. This is a Scottish spaceport.
It's
a wheelbarrow in front of some hills. And a peat bog.
On a peat bog somewhere. Which
see, somebody clearly used to go and cut peats for the fire with that and carry them back on that, and then at some point left that behind and came out the next year and went, "Where's the barra?"
Yeah, poor Pete.
And there's a spaceport going to be built there now, but apparently it's in limbo.
With that
which
that there is the rocket transport vehicle.
That's the crawler from the VAB.
Yeah. And those handles at the back are for tipping the rocket upright.
Right. So, for those of you that want to know where that barrow actually is, there you go. There is the north of North Britain, right at the top.
Yep. Which, interestingly enough, is called Sutherland.
I've always pondered this. Yes. Sutherland is about as north as you can go.
It's not Southerland. It's Sutherland.
It's ironical.
I imagine they were holding the map upside down at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty, but billionaires don't want it to happen.
Don't they?
No, I think they think it might land in their bit of peat bog.
They are concerned for the environment.
No, they're not.
I was going to say they are absolutely not, are they?
Yeah. No, they're scared in case it lands in their bit of peat bog that they never go to.
Right.
That they're going to build a golf course on.
Okay. Well, apparently it's called Sutherland because it is southern land, but it's what the Norse colonies of Orkney and Shetland called that bit below.
Oh, well, there you go.
So, yeah.
They would.
Yeah.
Because they're like that. Oh, the bit in the south.
Yes, if you're from a Norse colony in Orkney and the Shetland Islands. Yes, there we go.
Yes.
So they were going to build a spaceport, but then everybody's objecting to it. And the billionaire opponents is... Oh, that's a good Scottish surname, isn't it?
Billionaire opponents, let's look, what's their names?
The Holch...
The Holch Pulsons.
Yes. Yeah, okay. Because apparently NIMBY... They're also called NIMBY. It's a new
from the clan Holch Pulson.
Paulson, yes, from the clan NIMBY, have objected to it. Yeah. Anyway, it's in limbo, which does not mean it's going under. Here we go. They've.
It's cost quite a lot of money as well. If you go down a bit.
Well, has it cost quite a lot of money? No, really?
It's cost £2 million so far.
Yeah, we're talking space terminology here. So, in total, Southern Spaceport cost and investment, $17 million. Expected cost of the facility?
Yeah.
$1.9 million.
I mean, that's less than a bypass.
Yeah. Well, when they built the new Museum of Transport up here back in 2010, 2011, that was a £70 million building.
Yeah. A building. I mean, that's quite expensive if you're just buying the wheelbarrow, but not expensive if you're building a spaceport, to be fair.
Yeah, and if you've got all the land as far as those mountains, from the point where you're standing to those mountains, that's probably all right.
Yeah, but spaceports are meant to be flat, which means they've got to flatten the mountain. And do you know how many barrow loads it takes to flatten a whole mountain?
No, you don't flatten the mountain. You build the rest of the land up so it's level with it.
Well, that's how you do it in Planet Coaster, isn't it?
Yes. Probably.
Right. Next one. I'm not going to use the link that Gray gave us.
I found you another one.
This one's for you.
Sorry, what are we looking at?
This one's for you, definitely. The holiday of a lifetime is now extended until March.
Clearly that
I am
wasn't.
looking for it.
Yes.
Down a bit, left a bit.
Oh, right, yeah. They're
No,
not coming
left.
home yet.
They're not coming
No,
home.
they're not.
I'll be home in a week, honest, darling.
They're never coming home. They're just going to live up there forever now.
The longest 8
Is
days of your life.
Isn't it, like, detrimental the longer you stay up there? Because it kind of, like, atrophies your muscles and all kinds of nasty stuff.
I think it thins
This
the
is only
walls
going
of
to
your
extend it
heart
to
as
about
well.
8 months.
There's
It'll be fine.
a bit just below the bits you may be interested in, but it says most space missions last about 6 months, with a few reaching a full year. So the extension of Butch and Sonny's already overdue stay should not be a problem, according to Dr. Simeon Barber of Open University. So there you go. Yes,
Well, what
it
does
is
she
a
know?
thing,
But yeah,
but
what do they know? They're not Kevin Fong, are they?
Anyway, so the reason being is because SpaceX hasn't got the spaceship ready to bring them back. It was supposed to be ready, but SpaceX aren't going to get it ready, are they? So it's all SpaceX's fault because they're not ready.
Typical SpaceX.
Yeah, it's not SpaceX. It's nothing to do with Boeing anymore.
No. So
well,
SpaceX.
interestingly enough, one of the other space stories that we can't show because it doesn't work. SpaceX hasn't been the golden boy that it once was. SpaceX have had power cuts just before people go on a spacewalk, and so they've basically been just about to set out the door. Oh no, wait a minute, we can't hear you. Where have you gone? So it's not ideal.
Well, they lost. It was loss of ground control to the spacewalk. So ground control did not talk
for the astronauts.
Did not talk to Major Tom. Here we go. I managed to get some footage of this from there you go. Look, there's some people from Polaris Dawn returning safely. Was this the right?
I thought you were going to...
Power outage at SpaceX caused loss of. Yeah, there you go.
I thought you were going to show some astronauts in the dark.
Yeah, no, it doesn't show that. It's not very interesting. There's some astronauts who are not in the dark and weren't involved in this incident at all. But they didn't do a spacewalk because they lost power. There we go.
Okay.
Does make you wonder whether the FAA are going to go, oh no, you did another thing wrong, SpaceX. You need to go and do all of this paperwork. Okay.
No, that one's not FAA controlled, I don't think. Because it wasn't...
it wasn't airspace.
Flight
it was...
outage.
Right, and then obviously, talking of failures, another one.
Yeah. Poor old Japan.
Again.
They have a rocket shortage and they blew one of them up.
Yes.
Come on, Japan. That's not Japanese reliability, is it?
No.
There we go. There's a picture. It's like one of those fireworks that go through the sky. I think I can see what went wrong there with its path. It was supposed to go up and it didn't. It went sideways.
And this is why
it stopped to ask
the people
directions.
in Scotland are worried about spaceports.
Because just in case it lands on Orkney.
Spaceport.
Yes. And finally,
it's not landing in Shetland. I don't think the rockets go that far.
Yeah, right. Well, it's going to go further than the one done by Virgin, isn't it? Which went splot into the Bay of Biscay.
Yeah.
And the last one is isn't that pretty? Especially in time for Christmas.
Christmas. Well, there was a couple of different versions of this one, but obviously this is the Beeb one, so it works. The idea. Oh no, I've forgotten. It's another how the universe was formed article. How the galaxy looked like when it was likely forming.
Sparkly.
It looks like sparkly Christmas lights.
The James Webb Space Telescope, one of our favourites.
There's an artist's impression of what it might have looked like halfway down.
Oh, is there? Let's have a look. There we go.
Yeah, there is. Yep, it's
it's an impressionist painting of an impression.
It's like they've done a painting and then put it up against a frosted windscreen or something. In fact, no, that's a frosted window with fairy lights behind it, isn't it?
Well, I thought that was what it looks like over New Jersey when everybody's looking up and going, "Oh, look, it's a drone launched by insert country here," and that's what they all see in the sky. So that's actually a picture from New Jersey, because the whole of New Jersey's gone mad because they think drones are invading.
Thargoid.
Yeah, and that's probably what it actually looks like. That's all the drones. No, it's not. That's a massive cluster of thousands of glimmering galaxies. There we go. Including the one they looked at.
They've related it again to gravitational lensing, so it's gravity messing things up again.
And it's not Firefly because Firefly got cancelled.
Yes.
Too soon?
Too soon.
Too soon.
Yep. Okay.
Always too soon.
Yeah, it will be too soon forever on that one.
Yeah. So yes, it acts like a big lens. So they're actually using a galaxy like a giant lens to look at it. A bendy galaxy, bendy light, and they're using it to zoom in on things that are further away.
And you thought James Webb had a big mirror.
Yep. Just use all of space, which may or may not be expanding at a variable rate as a big lens.
So does that mean these lights are going to get bigger or smaller?
Or just wobble about a bit.
It made them briefly bigger.
Right. Is that it for our space news?
Space news.
No, hang on. We've got the real tune. No, it's not Mr. Dusty, so we can do it. No complaints about this one. Hang on a second. You get to sing the next one.
Uh-oh.
Space news, 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 space news.
Okay, now, are you in
Why
fear
have the
of this
lyrics
one?
appeared?
Why have the lyrics appeared? Because of the complaint. And instead of deploying an apology officer, we're just going to have to go without Mr. Dusty singing this one. So this,
at risk of exacerbating the problem a bit, the outro is also different to the intro, and if you're also planning to sing that, you'll also need the outro lyrics.
Now,
as well.
did I actually do the outro or the intro here? Was that the outro or the intro?
That's the intro you've got there. Yeah.
Right. I'm just trying to find the lyrics.
Are we having the backing track to this, or are we going?
No, we're going full a cappella on this one. I'm just going to see this one.
God.
Okay, I've got the other one here. This is the outro for the
Whoever
end of it.
you are, I hope you are.
I hope you're happy.
Well, yes. Are you braced for this? This is gonna. You've heard us sing. Happy Birthday,
we could
right?
do we could Shatner the shit out of it.
No!
I was going to say normally I call Aardvark as soon as they sing Happy Birthday, but this one, holy hell!
No, I think we're just going to have to Shatner this one. Do we have a volunteer amongst the crew to do this?
You do it.
No, definitely not.
No, you do it.
We're flying high in the black.
Hang on a sec, Flossy. I didn't hit your button. I can't do it till I've hit your button.
I was just trying it.
Oh, right. Okay, hang on a second. La, 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 la.
No, you were volunteering.
Yeah, you volunteered as well. Right, Flossy's going to sing it because Flossy's not a bot. Hang on a second. I'm going to hit the real one, then I'm going to pause it, then I'm going to go to Flossy. So if I hit this one... No, can't have that. No, that's gone. That's it. Can't have that. That's AI. There we go. Flossy, take it away.
We're flying high in the black vessels, I got a threat. For courage leads the way, no fear, no regrets. Guides to the Titan's best, saving humankind. Together we'll defend, never fall behind. Whoa, keep your letters clear. Whoa, for courage is here. Fight the onslaught, no fear tonight. Whoa, courage lights the fight.
Whoa,
across the stars, our mission's so clear. For Kerry stands tall, in him with no fear. Now against the void, with the crew so tight. In the darkest space is our guiding light. Whoa! Keep your letters clear. Whoa! Cows is here. Fight the onslaught, no fear tonight. Whoa! For Carys lights the fight.
Whoa!
I'm not being funny, but that's better than the original.
Whoa!
Happy now. Right, Volcarius.
Whoa!
Everybody put the air
dear.
guitars down before something catches fire. Okay.
I was going to say, who's got to do the 2 guitar hits at the end? That's my cue to come in, you know.
There we go.
I had an air double bass.
Let's hand over to Volcarius. Now, I've put your new studio up as well, as described in the news articles. Yeah, there we go.
I see. That's much more. See, before it was all monitors everywhere. It was all cold colours. That's all warm colours.
That's a cheese fountain, by the way, before you're wondering.
Whoa!
Blue cheese.
Go on, take it away.
Right.
It's been the same cheese for 3 months, so it's kind of gone blue while it was in there.
I see. And also, I see what you mean. Yeah. The big, bulky, bilious battleship barging its way to low Earth known as Titan Casio, that is, low Earth space, as opposed to low Earth orbit, because it was actually hovering instead of orbiting, has been beaten, busted, burnt, bombed, besieged, and blasted into 1 billion separately identifiable objects.
Whoa!
Do I have to contact the Onion again?
No, please don't.
I see.
Okay, for the Onion Edge.
for which, objects, 1 billion separately identifiable of them, for which someone on the ground now has the unenviable task of tracking every day and making sure no artificial satellites collide with any of the debris. Those bum-fuzzled...
Sorry, cheese. Cheese jokes. Sorry. Gonna shut up now.
Oh, that was a good one. The debris.
The lovely Debris McGee.
We're ruining it today for you. Sorry, Volcarius. The song's thrown us all off.
Whoa!
That was my line!
Right, I'm going to start muting in a minute. Come on, Volcarius. We're going to get to the end of this.
I'm only at the second paragraph.
You do paragraphs?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I do.
He's got to track all the long words.
Those bum-fuzzled blatteroons thought they could make an interstellar superiority statement by speeding to the centre, but now they've vamoosed, legged it, abscotulated, latibulated, scarpered and scrammed. They may have heavy-handedly Hutton trucked up a prominent proportion of the populated galaxy, but for now they've muggered off of Mars High to the ballad of 20 billion man or woman ballyhoo. The Aegis Initiative tactical correspondent and prolific pessimist Aidan Tanner has yet to comment, with early reports surfacing that he may have been restrained and had his mouth duct taped shut by Miss Tesreau, so he doesn't blab a few truth bombs about Thargoid resilience and resurgence, and ruin everyone's annual Christmas fruits around the Federation Holiday Bake Sale fundraiser. After all, 60% of the annual Federation administrative budget has to come from somewhere. In any case, there may be muggle to do if you're expecting interceptors taking plasma to the face and having their peripheral petals yeeted away like cola cans on a 50 BMG plinking range, but hey, now you've got the whole week free for your interstellar seasonal shopping spree. And come 3311, there'll be a whole galaxy out there, which needs to be unfriended, ejected, pointed, manhandled, woman-handled, smeared, deflected, irrigated, emphasized, sniffed, snuffled, postponed, hidden from, flipped, mistranslated to and from Spanish, chilled, mugged, ginned, shot, shipped, rescued, tickled, looted, repaired, destroyed, bought, sold, squeezed, inflated, burnt, frozen, liquidated, evaporated, smelled, licked, discombobulated, recombobulated, polished, head-butted, rubbed, compressed, enveloped, strained, fermented, murderized with an S, meowed at repeatedly, interrobanked, upcycled, violently downcycled, disallowed, reallowed after consulting VAR, smelted, loved, adored, cherished, and probinated. And that's it.
It was nice hearing all that again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely missed that bit. Right, who's going to sing the outro?
I think Flossy should sing it again.
Right.
Hang on, just get ready. I'm going to push the buttons. Hang on, let's push the buttons. Like that one.
September.
No, can't have that. We've got Flossy's version.
Whoa!
Fight. Thargoid man is rising. Gotta stand up tonight.
Whoa!
Titans for taking Titans, keeping humanity strong. From Hutton Orbital, we'll be singing this song. Whoa! We're fighting there. Whoa! Saving everywhere. Take my hand and take it and care. Whoa! Fighting with no despair. I've probably just woken the children up.
Oh, you're going to get a look from Mrs. Gray, Mrs. Little Gray. Oh dear, Mrs.
Do we
Gray's
have
going
a
to see
word of the
red.
week?
Oh yes, we have a word of the week. It's
Can you see it?
yes, I can see it. I
No, can
rewrote
you
it.
see it?
Perspicacious.
Perspicacious.
Perspicacious. Having keen insight, understanding, or acumen.
Can you use it in a sentence?
You
please?
just watch me read the thing that someone else wrote for me to use. Perspicacious. Reporting by Valkyrius keeps Hutton truckers abreast of events regarding the Thargoids. I can read it again if you'd like it as a complete sentence.
Because breasts always come in pairs. Come on. Except for that one time.
Perspicacious.
Perspicacious.
Oh, perspicacious.
Yeah, that as well.
Perspicacious.
Yes.
Us. Perspicacious. For those interested, the spelling and the meaning is coming across your screens in the form of a little ticker tape.
But not the phonetics. You can work that out for yourself.
Right. Space facts.
Space facts.
Space
Lots
facts.
of spicy facts.
Space farts.
Beaming from Hutton straight to your brain.
I just remembered it's me that's reading it out. I'm sitting singing along like an idiot. Whoa! It gets to me and I'm going, oh, right, space fart of the week. This week it's all about the Christmas star. There are a few different theories about what the Christmas star could have been. One, a conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn. This idea says that it was a close conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn that created the star. In fact, 3 conjunctions took place when the 2 planets were close to one another in the sky, but they weren't close enough that they'd appear as one object. However, such an event could have been of religious or astrological significance. Number 2, the Christmas star was a comet. This explanation has origins dating to the early Christian theologian Origen in AD 248. Again, Chinese records can be invoked but give no good support apart from the potential 5 BC nova/comet. One advantage of the comet theory is that comets move across the sky, and it has been argued that this fits the interpretation of the gospel that the star moved, as it directed the Magi. However, the same argument could be applied to an object moving with the stars if the journey of the Magi took some months. Most classical depictions of the Nativity show the star as a comet, nova or supernova explosion. The idea that the Magi saw a nova or supernova explosion was hinted at by 17th century astronomer Johannes Kepler and has had many supporters since. However, there is no Western record of such an event. Chinese records only have one possible mention of a nova or supernova over the potential time for the birth of the baby Jesus. There is also no known supernova remnant, which would be expected if there had been a supernova at the time. Maybe it was just an exploding Thargoid Titan. And that's it for Space Farts!
Space news beaming straight to your brain from Hutton.
Oh!
Right,
that has
Flossy.
been regularly getting stuck in my head for the last week, by the way.
So, we're going to do your bit. Now, this one also, just for the benefit of the person who complained about AI music, was not AI at any point, I hope. It might be, unless I've hit the wrong button.
Is it Serco
No.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Flossy. It's Flossy. It's Flossy. It's Flossy. And the community goes.
Hello, Flossy here with this week's CG News. Well, last week's CG, the battle for Seoul destroyed Titan Cocky Joe. He's completed at Tier 8 earlier, at 6:45 UTC on Tuesday, with 1,400,000,000 credits earned. All participants received 6 in size 2 to 7 SEO-enabled FSDs, pre-engineered with increased range and fast boot sequence and unlocked experimentals. The top 25% received 1 billion credits, top 75% received 400 million credits, and the top 100% received 120 million credits. All FSDs were placed into storage on the Hutton rescue ship within hours of the CG ending. Cocky Joe went into meltdown and 24 hours later finally exploded. There are no new CGs this week.
Whoa!
Right, now, on that basis, Flossy,
Wow.
are we just going to give in and play the tune because we like it?
Yeah. I think we should.
Do you
Otherwise,
have the,
otherwise we've got to
I
start
think
singing again, and nobody
enough
deserves
punishment. Enough punishment being dished out
Push
for one
the
evening.
button.
Push the button.
Do you have do you have the picture with the cat and the
Is
guitar?
this a AI one then?
No.
Oh, good.
No, the
I
actual,
think
the
a
actual, the actual tune that we've got here is Mr. Dusty singing. He's got a stunning singing
Mr.
voice.
Dusty's AI, isn't he?
I think
He's
think
not AI.
He's not. He's a
cleaning robot.
I think
I
her
think
point is well and truly made.
I think Mr. Dusty's a something, but I wouldn't call it I.
It's just AONG.
I prefer the human one.
Well, we're gonna play it. So no. Anyway,
No CG's this week, what can I say? Flossy's got no task, no work, no play. The galaxy's calm, no goals in sight. Just sit back and relax, everything's alright. No hauling, no fighting, no tasks to do. Flossy's got no news, it's all up to you. So grab a mug of gin, or maybe 2. This week is quiet, no CGs for you. No calls for trucks, no missions to bring. Not a single thing, not a single ping. The stars are quiet, the stations too. Guess it's time to chill, nothing's on cue. No hauling, no fighting, no tasks to do. Flossy's got no news, it's all up to you. So grab a mug of gin, or maybe 2. This week is quiet, no CGs for you. Trucks, no missions to bring. Not a single thing, not a single ping. The stars are quiet, the station is too. Guess it's time to chill, nothing's on cue. No hauling, no fighting, no tasks to do. Flossy's got no news, it's all up to you. So grab a mug of gin, or maybe 2. week is quiet, no CDs for you.
There we go. There we go. And no, we're not going to wham anybody. That'd just be mean of us, wouldn't it? Double mean of us. Right. Do you know whether we've got
I was going to
Witherspoon?
launch into Last Christmas there, but it doesn't count.
No, it has to be the original, and people have got to recognise it. And I don't think it can count on
I
either
got
one.
it. I got it a week ago on Friday.
You're in Wamhalla?
Christmas. Yeah, I'm in Wamhalla. I get sent to Wamhalla at the Edinburgh Christmas market. As I suddenly went, that's Last Christmas. Fuck.
I'll be right so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. We don't know whether we've got Galnet this week, but should we just mash a button and see if there's something on the end of it?
Yeah. But they put one out. They put one
And for
out
the benefit
on
of
YouTube,
doubt, this is also real music. I think the music on this one's performed by Tokuso, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It says
there we
so
go.
at the end and
Who's a
everything.
real person, not an AI.
and
We met him.
a real music
allegedly.
person.
Yep. Hang on.
Look, just because we met him at ECM doesn't mean he's necessarily real.
Okay.
But he did
Let's hit the
music and
button.
everything in person.
Yeah. There was the Hutton Mayhem band we're accompanying as well. Here we go.
Galnet News Update, 19th of December 3310. As commanders plunder the wreckage of the Titan orbiting Earth for components to build better frameshift drives, the Pilots Federation is already preparing a colonisation trial starting early next year. And they have announced that any systems colonised during the trial will remain under the control of those who claimed them. Titan Kokijo has lost some of its caustic cloud and is already fair game for those wanting rare Titan drive components so they can buy the very best pre-engineered SCO-enabled frameshift drives from human technology brokers. Sol is in recovery phase and needs commodities shipped in to repair its damaged starports. The system is expected to have fully recovered by the second week in January, at which time the federal government will presumably return to Olympus Village on Mars. The population displacement caused by the Thargoid War and a sense of sheer bloody-mindedness on the part of humanity in general has led to an increased demand to expand the human-occupied bubble. The Pilots Federation was already planning a trial of lightly regulated colonisation, but now it has made an important decision. All systems successfully colonised during the trial will, after the end of the trial, remain under the control of their system architect. So, the terms under which colonisation is allowed may be subject to revision, but the beta program will be a real colonisation program with real impact on the galaxy. The Pilots Federation gave a few more details. To colonise a system, you'll need to stake a claim on the system on a first-come, first-served basis. It needs to be within range of an existing occupied system to be a candidate. When you explore the system, you'll be able to use a new system architect view to decide if it's a good candidate for colonisation. It would be a good idea to do this before you stake a claim. Once you've paid the modest registration fee, you'll have 4 weeks to truck out enough commodities to commission the system's primary station. If you don't succeed, or if you don't try, you may be barred from staking another claim for a cooling off period. Once you've colonised the system, you can either develop its economy and establish more stations, or use it as a jumping off point to colonise another system. You can only establish one system at a time, but you may be system architect for many systems. You will have your name on the system map of each of your systems, so visitors will know who built it. Colonisation will initially only be available from the bubble, not from Colonia or from any of the deep space stations, but with a bit of effort, it should be possible to build strings of new systems some way out from the bubble, and the Pilots Federation isn't ruling out allowing colonisation in other parts of the galaxy once the beta concludes. It might be a while before anyone is able to start expanding out from Beagle Point, though. Minor factions that are not within striking distance of an uninhabited system to expand into are given warning that if they want to colonise a new system, they'll jolly well have to expand into a system close to the edge of the bubble first. Pilots Federation also said they have lots of interesting new developments coming out next year, and they'll tell us all about their plans for the whole year in January.
Very informative.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Informative and relevant.
Yes,
Absolutely.
And a repeat of what we talked about earlier.
Yeah, interestingly, we were just going through how's Hutton Orbital doing? It's all right. Well, you've got pictures of it occasionally. Thank you very much for asking. Taran says, thankfully the crew is not asked to sing very often. But for the benefit of
You're
people,
welcome.
Rarely twice.
for the benefit of people who aren't here regularly, we do have a lot of real performers. We listed them a second ago. Psycho Cow, Tokuso, Mrs. P, Mrs. C, the boarding
Also,
crew.
have a look in the credits at the end.
Yeah.
List them all in credits at the end as well.
Absolutely. Our Aussie mate who sung that code song, Mrs. Lithobreaker's done one, Mrs. Dusty, Buck sung one, Cecil sung one, Mindwipe, Hugh Man, I Has a Beard.
Psycho Cow.
Yes. We do, and we used to play live music. Well, not live music. We used to play real music until Twitch. We went to Twitch and we weren't allowed to, and it made Amelia sad because we liked the music segments, didn't we, Amelia?
Yeah,
The theme every week.
Yeah, used to have that theme game, and people in the chat would try and
Yes, but we can't do that anymore because we're on Twitch now, and they don't like it. Even though we're a paid up radio station, but we're not paid up for Twitch. So yes, there are a lot of real, genuine performers. Lyrics all written by us, and there are a lot of real performers, and we do absolutely love showcasing real stuff. Occasionally, though, we do let Mr. Dusty sing.
You know what you should play?
What's that?
80 Days Around the Verse. That was a
Oh, yeah.
Please, no.
I sung that one.
Oh, yes, I forgot.
Well,
you
with
sang that
help.
one. With help.
A lot of people sung that one. And a lot of people made a noise on that one that they called singing.
What you know what
You
you
had-
should actually play, though?
You saying you had LCU there?
You mean this
I was
one?
actually quite good on it. There it is.
There we go.
12 Days of Christmas, come on.
Alvin says now the roots are set, and he knows you'll all be racing for the best time.
Right, that's enough of that for the moment.
That was Sean.
Yeah, 80 days are on the bus.
Yes.
That was
Aidan
Sean.
says, is the theme boobs?
Hey, the theme is always boobs.
Apart from the one time it actually was.
I did 80 days around the verse, I'm sure I did.
Well,
If
and
you
I'm-
listen closely,
Yeah.
you can hear my voice singing the actual song perfectly. With all the mess around it, you cannot make out my voice there.
Well, it was.
I sung that really well. You should.
We
hear
should
the
get
solo
just the
parts I
track.
did.
We should get the solo part separate on that one. Well, even Cecil's done one, and this is possibly the worst one ever about the galaxies expanding. You see.
And who?
Oh,
Alvin
Jesus.
is people is stupid, obnoxious, or daft, and you feel you've had far too much.
Which is normal for him. Yes. So
I'm just
yeah.
looking, and 80 days around the verse isn't shown on the past events anymore.
Oh no. Is it
No,
gone?
it only goes. Well, it only seems to do the last 5. So there's
wasn't
going
that
for
long
Gold
ago,
3,
was it?
Operation Breastplate Part 3, Operation Breastplate Part 2, Operation Breastplate, and Operation Earworm. And that seems to be as far back as it goes. I don't know if there's a way to see more.
It was
See,
a
I
year or
can't
two
even
before.
remember.
Yeah.
Operation Breastplate at all.
was,
I don't
what,
know what you're talking about.
A couple of years before COVID hit, at least.
Yeah. Oh, I did
How
it
long
year
ago
time.
was
Which was
COVID?
Oh, it was a while
4
back.
years ago, coming on for 5.
Well, I mean, now that we're all back to, especially for the apology officer and the BGS bit, we've got Nocti and the simulation.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you remember that one?
Reviewing.
Which is also sung by a real person.
It's one of the best.
I love this one.
A dog's got a heart, hasn't he?
the joking apart.
Anyway, but you can find all of
That's brilliant.
We wanted all of that. We want all of that.
You want all of that one? Okay. Well,
As an A, and though I'd be the first to admit this is a little like hell, I'm finding it hard to be really as calm as they tell. I'm reviewing the simulation. Can one system be this tricky all the time? All the trials and tribulations. Better find a way to deal with all this crime. Alvin to play and jump at me, pay fines with me by go from me and go for me and nag at me, and all the while he'd wag at me the hours that he would take from me, a misery he'd make for me. I think I'd better buy a mug again. This system you can keep. Anyway, we didn't want it. Anyway, we can have any system or world, and I'm starting from now. They ask how to win systems, dear nocturnal boy. So how? I'm reviewing the simulation. I must quickly look up everyone I know. Title people with a station whose ships can make a real impressive show. I'll adopt a wealthy pilot stance and run a fleet of Ferdinands and wave at all the passing ships with friendliness as much as is befitting fellow ne'er-do-well. Good morrow to your dear lad. Gold, I think I'd better buy a mug again. This data, where should it go? Somebody? Who do I know? Nobody. All my dearest companions have always been smugglers and thieves. So at Alvin's behest, they should start turning over new leaves. I'm reviewing the simulation. If you want a boom, you've got to spend a bob. Is it such a humiliation for a trucker to perform an honest job? So, a job I'm getting, possibly. I wonder if the boss will be permanently cross with me, what missions he will give to me. I'll stack a bait and finish late and fix this state. Oh, but wait, I think I'd better buy a mug again. What happens when we hit 70? Expansion time again. At 70, we're bold. The dice have rolled. Who knows which system we will try? Don't worry about credits. I've enough for just one more rebuy. I'm reviewing the simulation. I'm addicted I shall stay. You'll be seeing no transformation, but it's tiring working Hutton every day. I don't want nobody bit for me or made to clean his ship for me. This Hutton life is not for me, it's getting far too hot for me. There's no rebuy screen for me. But who will change the scene for me? Stack missions day by day for me. But who can have the final say like me? I think I better buy a mug again.
Yeah.
Just superb, isn't it?
Absolutely. As performed by Commander Psycho Cow.
And not AI.
Nope.
Certainly not I.
Original concept from Fiddler on the Roof, lyrics by the Hutton Orbital team here, and performance by Psycho Cow. So there you go.
It's not Fiddler on the Roof.
Best of them.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh no, it's not.
Is
Sorry,
it
it was Oliver.
It's Oliver.
It's Oliver.
Right,
Oliver.
Sorry, my mistake. Yes.
Quite a drastically different storyline going on there.
I was reading a different song that we'd written actually, which was from Fiddler on the Roof, but not that one. No, that was Oliver. Yes.
Yes.
Fagin, wasn't it? Yes.
Fagin it was.
Yes.
Yeah. But right. Thank you very much for the compliment there in chat.
Can we go home now?
Can we go home now? Is it bedtime yet? Right, it is bedtime.
Can I do my song now?
No, are we? Are we a little show next week? Well, it is on. Well, theoretically, it's after Christmas. Well, I'll be around, I'd imagine. So if anybody else is around and feels like just sort of having a glass of something and joining us for a post-Christmas, one of those.
It's unlikely for me, I'll be honest.
Well, the invitation's there. If anybody's feeling like some company just after Christmas, there will be a show of some sort. It won't be a standard show. It'll be just a bit Christmassy and relaxed and things. We might play one of the old Christmas pantos from back in the day as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yes, we will.
Oh, it's behind us. No, it's not. It's in the last 10 years. But thank you very much. Oh, there are people in chat saying they're going to come and join us for a glass or something. So yes, we'll probably raise a glass or something next week on Thursday. Amelia, are you being quiet this evening?
I am. I've got a little kiddie boo sleeping on my lap.
Oh, mooncake. Oh.
Guess what happens next Thursday?
What happens next Thursday?
It's my birthday.
It's your birthday.
Also Boxing Day, isn't it?
Does that mean we're going to sing?
Your birthday's on Boxing Day.
Are we allowed?
And then you can say happy birthday. We've been waiting a year.
We can sing happy birthday. In fact, we'll get all of chat to sing happy birthday as well.
It's also a green room week, if I do recall.
We got to do the song. We got to do the song in green room with everybody singing.
Yes.
Oh God.
Yeah, as many people as want to join us can come and join us in the green room.
For my turn.
I don't think we should do that because you might find that one or two of the people that join us in green room can't sing, and that would ruin the entire effect.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think we should give them a chance, and they might.
I thought one or two. You think one or two can?
You might find one or two can sing, and that would ruin the whole effect.
That would ruin the whole effect. Yeah.
Plus, it's Christmas, so inebriation is mandatory.
Oh, I think we'll be 3 sheets.
I don't think it needs to be Christmas for that.
I think we might be up to 4 or 5 by then.
Right.
But incidentally, is little old mug off the cards, given the nature of that song as well, or
what?
Would that have to be sung for the outro?
The outro?
Yeah, because it's
of the show.
Is that that's a Pucker song? That's not an AI one, is it?
Yeah,
no,
absolutely
it's
genuine.
not AI.
There's one by Ayaz Beard and one by Human, I think.
For the mug are both real.
Yeah, little
very real.
The other one, the country one, Little Old Mug.
Oh, that one. No, that one is Mr. Dusty again.
Oh, I kind of want that one.
I'm just trying to find. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. Well, we've got some credits in a minute, so we're going to whisper and say goodnight to everybody, aren't we?
Yes.
So, and we're going to go and watch. I'm not going to bother raiding. Should we raid anybody this evening, or should we just stop? We'll just stop, I think.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants us.
Let's all just lay down where we are and die.
Somebody stop us.
Wow, that escalated quickly.
Oh, right.
It's the she's been eating too many of them recently.
Oh, dear. Right, credits time for the mug. There we go.
Merry Christmas and for the mug.
Muggy Christmas.
Muggity mug, 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 mug.
Journey too long,
cargo too small. Profit margins never really mattered at all. We're gonna take the cargo where it's needed today. Super cruising all across the Milky Way. We're taking anything, anytime, anywhere. Loading all the teen out to the brim with the rest for the more, for the more, for the more, for the more. Yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the more, for the more, for the more, for the more. Yeah, everybody sing the trucker song. Flossy always seems to crash into the sun. Skibble likes the pilot on the Xbox One. Alvin out the frame, you know he leads us well. Trucking across the galaxy, now everybody out. For the more, for the more, for the more, for the more. Yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the more, for the more, for the more, for the more. Everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the more, for the more, for the more. You know just where we're coming from. For the more, for the more, for the more, for the more. Everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. So give me a large pad that I can land on, and I'll give you cargo and sing you my song. No point 22 light years to go, cruising to no journey too long, no cargo too small. The profit margins never really mattered at all. We're gonna take the cargo where it's needed today. Super cruising all across the Milky Way. We're taking anything, anytime, anywhere. So shout it out loud, like you don't even care. For the more, for the more, for the more, for the more. Yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the more, for the more, for the more. Everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the more, for the more, for the more. Yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the more, for the more, for the more. Everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the show. Everyone's buggered off now, so why don't you bugger off too?